Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to have a two-part video series. The first part will be your vocabulary. So go ahead and take your notes out and remember our techniques of if you're not understanding something to listen to it again. If you fall behind, pause the video, get caught back up. And if you're still not understanding something, jot notes down on the side and we'll handle them when I get back. Okay, our objective today is to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So far we've been learning about different techniques of solving quadratic equations. We've had the factoring technique, which was our go-to move. It's quick and easy. We've had square root both sides, but only works when you have a quadratic term. And then we've had completing the square, which takes any quadratic equation and forms it into a perfect trinomial square in order to square root both sides. So our last method we're going to learn today again is the quadratic formula. So let's begin. Okay, this can be found on 4.8 in your book. That's chapter 4, section 8. So your homework problems will come out of this section, and there are also some examples you can take a look at as well. Relevance. When given quadratic functions that model height, area, or profit, not all the zeros can be found by factoring. We have to use other methods. We have the square root method. When no linear term is present, we can complete the square and then use the square root method. But when the middle term is odd, we have to work with fractions. The last method we can choose is the quadratic formula. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at some vocabulary here. First of all, we need to understand what standard form is of a quadratic equation. So that's our first vocabulary word. A quadratic equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 is called standard form. And standard form is usually the way we're used to seeing them. A lot of times when we say solve, set it equal to 0, we're actually saying let's put it in standard form. Okay, so an example could look like this. 3x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. Again, standard form. Here's a non-example. 3x squared plus 4x is equal to 6. Standard form again must be equal to 0. All your terms need to be on one side. We usually use the left. Some of its critical attributes. For a quadratic equation to be in standard form, the terms must be on one side. We're talking about the equal sign. It must be set equal to 0. And in descending order. And descending order is pretty key. Okay, let's kind of move on. Okay, that is the only vocab we need for this section. Again, understand what standard form is, understand the critical attributes, what it is and what it isn't. And if you got that down, quadratic formula is going to be easy. Hope this helps.